nearly at the end of this series now of the Secrets ones. So let's go on to one of the final works. It's certainly been very enjoyable doing this series of Secrets, and I think I might work more on the theme later on, and perhaps in different ways, in different mediums. I was going to do just 15, but I've now done I've done 16 now anyway, and I've got another demo piece to do yet. So I'll just do them as and when I wish, and we'll move on to something perhaps new. I'd like to use this roller technique with landscapes more as well. And this rather nice big market scene, quite complicated again, heads coming in unusual places here so that we're really involved in the picture itself. And of course people, again, in the Secrets theme, talking to each other about everyday things and who knows what's going on. Then again in the background, people again linking with others and communicating. So we'll have a go at these lovely bright strong colours, nice cheerful scene again, people sitting here again just relaxing after going to the market or part way through it. And again we'll use both the rollers and the brushes and enjoy ourselves. We may do a bit more texturing around here as well, and have a bit of fun with these bushes coming in the foreground. And take a big brush as usual, ready to mix my paints. This time I've got a new roller. We've got this one, which was, it's about 1 1/4 I'd say. But I've got this new little one now, which is the same width but slightly smaller and be easier for me to get around the small areas, I think. So we're going to try this one out today. So let's start off with these paler colours in the background. I don't want to put the very light colours in yet, I want to put this in slightly afterwards. We'll start off with the all these lovely yellows and things happening here. We'll start off with this background here on the wall, and then work our way around to these yellows and right the way through down here, putting the lightest colours in the end, though I do want to get some of this distant background effects in. Decide what we're going to have here in the way of colour, because they blend a bit here. I'm going to make that a very light lemon yellow and this more of a pink. You do want to be using colour, so I've tinted white and lemon yellow in now, and I'm going to use this new small roller and just see what it's like. Get the water onto it just to get it going. Let's just see what this roller's like, shall we? So up here then, that seems to be working alright, yes. They came a little bit squashed when they came from the bender. Put in a rather small envelope. A little bit worried about whether they'd come back into shape or not, but they seem to have done. There we go. And is it anywhere else? Yes it is. It's coming down here on the table. So already we're doing little bits of work all over. Don't just concentrate on one area. And this is a good trick actually when you're using a brush. Is not to just complete one area normally. There are exceptions to the rule. Got a watercolour I did recently where I showed you how I did the figures first and then we painted around them afterwards. So there's exceptions to every rule. There's no just one right way. But generally speaking you want to keep the whole painting going at once and keep comparing one colour to another to get it right. If you paint just one area, the chances are almost certain later that something else is going to be wrong compared to it. So try and compare your colours all the way through constantly. Right, now I want to work more subtle colouring into that. We can just see my drawing underneath. I want to start getting some of these lighter purpley pink greys here. So using my brush again to mix. And a bit more blue into it, and take a little bit of cerulean blue to add to that. So quite subtle colour changes. Cerulean blue now, just coming up this bit above here, using the edge of the roller there just to feel my way, give that effect of the distant. Right, we've got that lovely golden colour on there, back we come again. We start to look at where else that golden colour comes in. Now I need to start working some of the darker greys in before I put the very dark colours over. So I'm going to take some ultramarine blue now. A little touch of purple into that. There we go, there's a reflected light going on there, mottled. So that same blue, and see where else it comes, just down here. Okay, let's go for it and slap in this wonderful red here, but we're going to use a bigger roller. I think this roller has slightly better covering power and a sharper edge to it as well. A first coats of red onto these anyway. That's right through there. Bit of purple on the roller. Just the left hand edge of the roller. So to come down here and just feel some of these shadowed bits coming down here. Now, while I've got that purple on my brush, of course, or my roller, I want to use it elsewhere. Dragging the sponge through there just to get the basic tones in. And back here for her, hair here. It changes in colour as they come through. You get the idea of the work, so we're not crossing the T's and dotting the I's yet. We're just finding where these colours are. So very, very crudely at the moment, not using the brush at all, just crudely working in these shapes. I'll cut around them later. A bit more red, a bit more purple with it. Plenty of colour. Let's get this canvas covered as soon as we can. Right down around under here now. A bit more yellow ochre in there. It's amazing how one colour comes into another. I've got a lighter colour to put over this later, so I'm going to use this colour in the background here as well. Just to be a space filler, just to be an underpainting. Locking in these colours, gradually building up shape after shape after shape, which will give us this illusion of what's going on behind. Now a bit more yellow again. Face there. This guy's coat, that lady's face, and the hand, a bit more pink on it there. Just building up these colours a bit now. His face must be quite a light pink actually, but we'll go on with this darker one first of all. And in fact this roller's doing quite nicely as I've just got water on it for texture. Move that out of the way. I'm going to put some plants here later, but just for the moment. There we go. A bit darker over there later, but just let's get canvas covered at the moment. But I'm going to start with the yellows now, last. I started them earlier on, but not really, no. And obviously I'm going to start with the lightest yellows, standard technique. And that means the lemon yellows in this case, coming through here. So more white. I've already used some lemon yellow in the background, as you remember, so I want to be a lot stronger with it now. Roller, then of course I'm going to put it on elsewhere as well. So these are just base coats at the moment. Start to get the feeling of sunshine. Wherever else it is, we put it in. So down here now, the thing's just starting to come alive, and it's really nice for me when that happens, obviously, because moving on to the more browner of the reds as I come into here. Take some Indian red now. A little bit of water to the orange. Some much browner, richer, deeper red to play against these colours in the background. Maybe even add a little bit of purple into this in a minute, we'll see. Anyway, let's just see if we can get these lovely shapes going. Start to feel also where these umbrella lines come from. I think we'll try and start to get those in a bit more now, just behind here. We've applied a lot of the warms now. We've got to start putting on some of this nice grey sort of yellow ochre colour now. Finish off with that a bit more. So I'll take some pure yellow ochre at the moment. Put the tiniest amount of white into it, just to give it a bit more body. Try and indicate this wicker work a little bit. So, we've almost filled up our gaps. And let's go back to this nice mustardy colour back here. I'm going to go right through here. Fill this up. Again, once we get the more we get in, the more it starts to make sense. Now I need some greens into that, so I'm going to take some, into that same colour, I'm going to take some emerald green, it's much lighter, and we'll just mix it in so we get the colours coming one into another again. And let's just start to pick out these greens that are in the foreground here. Some lovely colours coming through. We're going to start bringing some turquoises into here in just a moment as well. Got these lovely greens happening through. Into here. Background. And this lady's head here. It's slightly darker brown, so I'm going to take some burnt umber and a bit of burnt sienna. Just make a really nice, rich, dark chocolate brown. See if we can get that on there. Into here, there we go. A little bit warmer, so a little bit of red into it. Try that now. Yes, there we go. So we've got this nice, warm, but dark brown going around. Again, feeling some of the shadows in here. Almost ready now for doing the darks and putting the lights back in. Just want to make some more sort of mid-greys. Take a bit of white into that brown and add a bit of cerulean blue to it to give myself a lighter mid-grey. Now, a bit of white and cerulean blue again, lighten it up even more. And light against dark, warm against cool. I keep saying it, but we're playing these opposites, just little touches of them, even that little touch makes a difference. The illusion of the palettes and everything behind, we're not copying, we're just using it as a framework to hang these lovely colours and shapes on, playing with these shapes. Right, now before I do the brushwork on this, I want to go in with the darks, so I'm going to just clean my palette up. Before I do those darks, I'll just do A bit more with these yellows that I haven't quite finished off here yet. A bit stronger yet. And the way that they come down in lines to the pole here. You can do it just with the edge of the roller looking in single strokes. It's quite fun. Just to give the impression of them. Just be exact. Right, let's go in with the darks now then, and then we can really see wood for trees. We're going to have to come in with a brush and just tidy some things up, but apart from that it shouldn't be too difficult. It's all good fun. Right up here, along, up to there. It seems maybe too much at the minute, but it won't be when I get all the rest in. And then we've got to start playing up into these dark areas here, in between. We'll come back with a brush and just tidy these up later. Cut in to something like a face here, make there be an appearance of an impression of something going on. Remember that there's too much of this pink in. Right, let's go to the white now then. Right, let's just put some of the whites in with the roller. Let's make it a bit lighter here now. Really start with the effect of light coming through here. So I've put in my light blues, pinks and creams. I want to just bring up this whole painting with these almost pure whites coming through here. And here too we've got something similar. We've got a bit of light coming around. Not too much on the edge of my roller here. Get it a bit finer than that. Right, we've done the basic work now in the rollers. So we'll move on to the brushwork now. So what I'm going to do is come back to my yellow and we'll try to pick out some of these flavours here. And see if we can get some of the glow back into this thing. Gosh, it sinks a bit anyway. I mean, acrylics always seem to do that. Certainly sunk down a bit. I want to bring it back. Let's find this lovely deep rich crimson here. It's just shining through between the legs of these. Really get these colours going again now. I've got the brush in my hand again. I really enjoy it. Got the feel of this French sunshine. Really make these colours sing, really bring them out again now. Got the basic roller work done underneath, I can start to play around with these a bit more. And it means I've got to cut around more edges too. I've got to paint the details within, but I've also got to paint the details without. Outside things, in other words. Trying to do it just with the minimum of marks, create the maximum. It isn't always as easy as it looks. We don't want to put too many on, somewhere just leave things alone entirely. But just with one mark like that, we want to be able to say a pair of glasses. And with these lovely reflected lights going on as well. Onto the hair and so on. So what I'm actually doing then, I suppose, is strengthening up all of this roller colour that I put on earlier. And really try and bring things out. So now when you think it's the inside cheek that wants to do, sometimes it's not. Let's just play here. And if we put this white a bit stronger outside our nose just here, got a feeling to bring it out. Rather than trying to paint the nose darker or lighter or whatever. We teach you a portrait out, but there's a trouble if I start working like this. I should be painting a damn portrait, and that's not what I want to do. See if we can bring it back from the dead. Let's rescue it up again, find more colour and rescue it. Now here we've got a difference in the drawing. The angle of her head, it's quite major really. I've got a strange thing going on there. I've got to try and bring that back again. Even something like this, so I'm taking now a bit of purple to add into here, making it warmer. Try a bit of the very deep blue as well, in fact. Trying to mix a very, very light bluey green now. Very, very light. Can't really tell if it's right if I get it actually under the thinking I don't want to overwork this, I just want to get the effects rather than painting every hair in. Otherwise it's going to get bitsy bitsy again, and I don't want that. So it's still a matter of just putting the right colours in the right shapes, just finding all these different lovely colours we've got here at the minute, with warmer blues and so on that are going on back here. And hopefully by putting these colours in we're gradually making more and more space and awareness of volume. And really trying to separate out these colours that are here and find new ones. You see how we can just form a teacup out of the air if you like. We just bring out the highlights. What we have to do, put the right darks in the right places and the right lights in the right places, and these things just appear. Right, just going to get these much lighter colours worked out here. I'm feeling there's something actually in there. We're almost ready to play with the greenery at the bottom, which is going to be quite fun. I'm going to experiment there a bit, I think. Well, I'm on the last home stretch. We leave it as loose as this. But, it's time to look at these leaves in the foreground. I could do those just with a brush. I'll show you what I mean. I can just take green, and with this brush I can just put these leaves in and then loose, which I think I might just do.